This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Mega is an improvised satire from the staff of a fictional megachurch.
We are here, the Lord, we are here, and we're ready to podcast.
Hiya, I'm Hallie Labont, and this is Mega, coming to you from Twin Hills Community Church, where every single week we're giving our mega church a tiny family feel. We love to introduce you to members of our church staff and people from our community, and today is no different. I always find it to be a treat and a treasure. And per usual, I'm joined by my co-host. He's the youth pastor for our high school ministry called Climax. Please welcome Gray Haas.
Even though it's cold, I'm bought and sold. Hallie, how are you?
You're sold out for Christ, isn't that right?
It is so right. And it's so important to remember that, even though that is a transaction, it's a beautiful and glorious transaction, isn't it?
It still works for improv. Well, just like Jesus said the widow's mite was more valuable in the kingdom than 100 million shekels or whatever they use over there. Our guest today is a minister to the widows and widowers around our campus here at Twin Hills. What a blessing it is for me to introduce my friend and yours, Bronda Engelmoss. How you doing today, Bronda?
I'm doing so great. Thank you so much for having me. What a blessing.
What a blessing.
Awesome.
Well, Bronda, and I do want to start with, I just want to offer my condolences because it was my understanding that you actually did lose your husband not too long ago.
I did. My Bradford passed a couple of months ago, but he went home and that's beautiful. And I hope to join him and my previous 2 husbands as well one day in the kingdom of heaven.
Oh, well, my land. Yeah. And I mean, honestly, is that going to be a bit of a love or actually a love rectangle there at the pearly gates? Are those fellas going to be fighting over you?
Oh my gosh. My hope is I get up there and they're all 3 holding hands and then they take mine and we just dance. In a circle and an embrace.
What an image.
I got to tell you, Bronda, you kind of got a reverse Mormon thing going on there. Your version of heaven is going to be brother husbands up there instead of sister wives.
Can you imagine me with a bunch of husbands at the same time?
Oh my God. Well, before we get into, do you want to tell us a little bit, what were they like? Or what was the most recent one like?
Oh, my Bradford. He was kind and smart and older,
Okay.
and that's the mistake I keep making.
And what about the second one?
The second one was handsome.
Oh.
Funny.
Oh.
Sickly.
Oh. And I guess I just should ask about the first, just to be respectful.
Husband?
Well, the first was a teenage pregnancy that led to a marriage. I don't talk about it often, but my daughter is the result of out-of-wedlock lovemaking. But we did get married as soon as we heard the blessed news. And we had 10 wonderful years together before he too passed on.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, I'm proud of you. Bless you
Thank
for being a
you.
child bride. That's doing the right thing.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
Well, what is on tap right now for all the widows and widowers at the church? Because I think sometimes we think about that as, a widower is just an old person. But I think you're here to say that it's actually technically anyone who has lost their spouse is considered that, even though widow kind of you're just thinking, okay, that's an old lady.
No, no, no. You'd be surprised. People are dying younger and younger. And what's fun about the widowers ministry is that we're always having new people join, you know?
Yeah.
Well, of course, because people pass and then I approach them and I let them know that we're here for you when you're ready to talk about it. And we have all sorts of fun activities planned throughout the year. You know, we like to go to the cemetery. We do sort of a pub crawl, but with the gravestones. Okay. And we just go gravestone to gravestone and visit each other's spouses, tell a little funny story, have a cry, and then go back and have a pizza party.
Oh, doesn't pizza just take the sting of the suffering away, don't it? Nothing cures us like pizza.
The Italians really know what they're doing.
They really do. I think I saw the pamphlet for that, the widow bit of pizza. Was that the?
That's right. That's right.
Just a widow bit.
Oh, the widow bit. Good. Now, we have so much fun that oftentimes there's folks who haven't lost anyone who'd like to come and join. And we say that's all right.
Now, why would that be?
I think it's a morbid curiosity about death. Yeah. I think they want to know, what's it like after you've been left behind? Yeah. And we are here to say fun.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting that you're making life after your spouse's, shocking passing or lengthy passing. You're saying there is still life, even when you get this new title of widower, widower, which I think widower is a really weird word, hard to say, confusing. Is that just the way we gender the word for men?
I think it's because we could only imagine men dying. So we thought widow first, and then we discovered that, in fact, wives can die as well before their husbands. And we said,
Yeah, you don't really think of it, do you? You don't really think of who's left behind when the lady dies first. And a lot of times I just say bachelor because that is kind of what they are, right?
They certainly aren't, Gray. I know that that's what you think, but you can't go back to being a bachelor once you've been married. You cannot. You are now a widower. That is a stain on you going forward. Now, I say stain, but that doesn't have to be a negative thing. That's just part of your tale. That's part of your lore. And you need to be upfront about that. Women need to know if your wife died and how.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because I know a lot of times statistically, when a gal in America, a married gal specifically, dies, it's often at the hands of her husband. Isn't that right?
Can be. There's a lot of crossover between our group and true crime ministry at the church. Right. A lot of theories, and then I have to calm everybody down. No, let's not point any fingers. They died of natural causes or what have you. But there's, they want to try and find stuff like that because it's salacious.
Well, and I don't even think it's salacious to say that I'm sure people have a curiosity about what life would be like without their spouse before their spouse is gone. Isn't that right?
Absolutely.
Maybe you're just imagining, well, if he's not around, if she's not around, maybe I should just take part in the widows and widowers ministry just to kind of suss it out and feel what it would be like again.
Absolutely. You have to kind of face it and give yourself an idea, and it gives you a greater appreciation for your spouse when you return to them, because you say, wow, look at these folks who are struggling without feeling sad. Some, not all. Obviously, some have been longer time has passed since their spouse has passed, and so they're in a better place, but it's good to be reminded, you're going to be sad.
Yeah, which is very hard for Christians specifically, I know, because, we're supposed to have the fruits of the Spirit, which are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. There's no sad in there. There's no grief in there. There's no anxiety, frustration, despair, depression, sliding down the wall, crying, stuff like that. It's really hard for us as believers, isn't it? Because also we deny that death is even real, because it's not, because as you know, with your 3 previous husbands, they're all in heaven, very much alive and well with perfect bodies waiting up there. I bet they're going to be mowing the lawn for you and taking out your trash. Well, you won't even have trash, but all of them will be massaging your, giving you massages, foot massages, maybe making you dinner, having a garden for you to cook from.
Hallie, you're making me want to get up there sooner.
Isn't that right? Me too. I can't wait to be in Jesus' arms. Oh,
me.
Well, and I guess he would also be added to the 3.
Bronta, you're going to be lousy with men up there. That's fun.
Please let me enjoy my time on Earth a little bit longer, though. I think there might be a number 4. I believe in life after love. You know what I mean?
About every summer, we meet for a trip.
Vacation has officially begun on Netflix.
To best enjoy your trip, we suggest the following itinerary.
I say we just wing it.
Wing it.
See where the wind takes us.
From best-selling author Emily Henry
Are you guys like a thing? Oh, no, we're just friends. Platonic travel companions.
comes your next favorite rom-com.
Who wants to go skinny dipping? Alex does.
Vacation Alex!
I love it when you get weird.
People We Meet on Vacation, now playing on Netflix. Rated PG-13, may be inappropriate for children under 13.
Año nuevo, los mismos Extra Value Meals en McDonald's. Ahora te puedes llevar 2 snack wraps y papitas y una bebida mediana por solo $8. Solo por tiempo limitado. Precios y participación pueden variar. Los precios pueden ser más altos en Hawái, Alaska y California y con entrega.
I believe that all of us have the potential for new love. And that's something else that our ministry talks about, is that, yes, we are here and we are sad and we're trying to have fun about it. But also, what if 2 people who've lost their spouses come together?
Okay. What an interesting idea.
Yeah.
Now, is that how you met husband 2 and 3?
That's right. That's right. I recruited them. I was present at their wives' funerals, and I approached them about the ministry, and they came, and separately, of course, and at different times. But I have met 2 of my husbands through the widower ministry. Absolutely.
Well, and tell me about what was the thing that you all were doing the other night, a widow night music, because was that, it seemed like a dance of sorts, but a lot of people dancing by themselves, but right. As if holding someone.
You saw it exactly right, Gray. That is our dance, where you can come either and dance with folks who are present or with the spirit of the deceased.
Okay.
Awesome. And we have these beautiful sheets that if you want to put over your head and pretend that you are the deceased partner of one of the other members, is also a possibility. I'm sure you saw some of the ghostly figures.
I did. Yeah.
Yes. No, those weren't deceased folks. Those were living folks, but they were representing those who have passed on.
That is such a good idea.
Wow, that is awesome. Now, Bronda, what do you tell people who are just too frightened of death and grief to even admit that, it's coming for them? Because in any couple, any couple who's together, widowhood is only coming for one of you. And that's right. Isn't that right? And that's not fair, because sure, one person loses their life, but the other one, loses their spouse and gains a bunch of bad paperwork and probate. I mean, what do you tell people who are so frightened by it?
I tell everyone that death is part of life. It's as normal.
Never heard that.
Yes, it's just as normal as being born or having sex or, dying. It's all the same. All 3 things, I think. And you just have to sort of prepare yourself for it in the way that mayhaps instead of feeling scared, feel excited. Because you're going to meet your maker. You're going to meet all those that have passed on before you, your family members. And that's a beautiful thing to be reunited with them.
Your dogs.
Your dog. Oh, I can't wait to see my dog.
Oh, I can't wait. That's going to be one of the best parts of heaven.
Well, I do even know technically if dogs are going to be there. I don't know.
100%.
I believe they will.
And they won't choke on rawhide up there, will they, Bronda?
They don't allow rawhide up there.
Awesome. See, that's what
it's
makes
not
it
very
heaven.
biblical. I don't think dogs are in the Bible technically listed as being in heaven. But
well, there were those pigs in the Bible that ran off the cliff life when Jesus sent the demons into them. So if there were pigs, honey, there were dogs.
That's right. That's right. Those are sister animals.
That's right.
That right?
Four-legged creatures.
Well, and
mammals.
And I'm always curious, what was it like? Now that you're, I mean, how old are you now?
I'm 47.
Oh, so okay.
Such a
pretty
young
old.
widow.
So was your first husband, did he die or you said he passed, but I guess I was just making sure. He's also gone or
passed away, or he's just in your past?
No, he is passed. All three of my husbands have passed. And, some makes that mark me as a black widow. I don't know if you've heard that expression.
I haven't.
Sure, yeah.
But nothing nefarious at all. I promise. Oh, no. My husbands all died from regular reasons, old age, illness, car accident, just the usuals, unfortunately, things that were out of my control.
Yeah,
that's right.
I was driving the car.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And you were very lucky to walk away unscathed.
Thank you. That's the blessing I see.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it wasn't your time yet. It wasn't your time. And then, I know that you've lived through supporting a spouse who's ill and walking them, toward the grave. It's not easy. And I know your second one there. That's when we first met.
That's right.
I was with you when Gary had first started sneezing spinal fluid, and we knew that wasn't good at all. And here you were having to wipe up spinal fluid all over your house, the kitchen counters, the back of a dining room chair, the floor in the mud room. He was just sending that squirting every which way. It's a tough job.
And this is pre-COVID, so we didn't know about the vampire cough. So, he just sent it forward. It's unpredictable.
That's right.
And was the first husband in the car with you, or was he outside the car?
He was inside of the car.
Okay.
Yeah, but boy, that semi hit the passenger side directly.
Okay.
And he actually, the way he'd curved his body protected me.
Oh, isn't that nice?
He's my guardian angel.
And here you were just pulling out of a Wendy's drive-through. You're kind of looking at your single with cheese in your lap. It's hard to see a semi
Why was
coming
a semi
at you
coming
full.
through the drive-through?
Well, she was pulling out onto the road, and she was looking at her single with cheese.
I can't have a single with cheese at all anymore. I won't even have a milkshake.
Oh, no. See, that's grief
That's loss.
for you. That's the definition of grief. If you can't get down and stick a French fry into a Frosty, you're at the bottom of your barrel, hon. Oh, honey. Well, I'm going to put you on the top of my prayer list till we can get you back into a Frosty.
Thank you. Well, something we're looking forward to in the Widowers Ministry group is we have coming up our Feast of the Deceased.
Oh.
The defeast.
What is that?
Okay, so we get everyone to write down their former partners, well, I guess you wouldn't say former, would you? Your past partner's favorite meal. And then we take some of the petty cash from the church and we go and we pick up meals for everybody. And then I make this beautiful table. One of my passions is tablescapes.
Yeah.
And so I make sure to put a photo of each person's deceased husband or wife on their plate so they know where to sit.
Yeah.
And then we have the younger members of the church dress similarly to their deceased spouse and put, those sometimes for birthdays or bachelorettes, they'll have someone's face on a mask.
On a mask you can wear. Yeah.
Young people put them on and then they serve the meals.
The favorite meal of the deceased.
That's right. So you're getting their favorite meal from them, or that's what it feels like.
Yeah. Do you ever encounter people that are going, well, this was, Roger's favorite meal. He liked Salisbury steak. I don't like Salisbury steak, or something like that.
That comes up. People will say, could I sub? And I'm like, is that what Roger would want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Because this is for you, but it's about them.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. And that is what losing a spouse is, I guess, in a nutshell, isn't it?
That's right. We're left. behind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And once you've lost a husband or a wife, you have to sort of spend the rest of your life, regardless as if you remarry, but honoring them.
And, I'm not married and I'm, obviously looking to get married and cannot wait. I'm pretty young to get married right now. And I'm also quite busy. But I think that something that would be really interesting, Hallie, maybe you can speak to this because you and Lance LeBon have probably talked about, what's life going to look like when there's just one of you, and how do you prepare for that life?
Right. I think we prepare for that death by the way that we live. And so, you know what? In my marriage with my husband, Lance LeBon, I do our taxes. I draw up the will. I have a trust. I have the cars in my name. I do the insurance. I do the lion's share of how you manage and run the household, as well as, all of our finances and future things. So I just do it all.
Oh, okay.
Because Bronda, my husband, Lance LeBon, usually has an EKG or two per week because, since he's been Atkins and only eats animal he won't eat anything that isn't an animal. Well, then he got bit by a tick. He's got alpha-gal, which means he can't eat animal protein. So I've only been able to feed him fish this whole time.
Oh my gosh.
So you have to have an EKG twice a week if you're on an all fish diet?
Well, he just has an EKG when I notice him start banging on his chest like his hand is a battering ram and his sternum is the gates of Gondor.
They always tell you there's a catch, a compromise, an asterisk. Terms apply. See store for details. May be less than advertised. May vary by mood. Probably. Sprite Zero Sugar? It's different. It's the lemon lime flavored refreshment you want with zero sugar. So, no fast voice? No caveats. Just refreshment. This is Sprite Zero Sugar. Obey your thirst.
It's football season, and you can now get almost anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a running back delivered, but you can get baby back ribs delivered. A strong defense? No. A strong deodorant? Yes. A six-pack of abs? Nope. Six-pack of beer? Yes. Get almost anything for game day delivered with Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Alcohol 21 plus and in select cities. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
I say, hon, do we need to go have a look-see? And, now his heart doctor, Dr. Hand, I don't know if you know him. Dr. Hand's also a widower.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Dr. Hand will just show up with the EKG machine and they do it out in the garage. I take him some iced teas.
I'm really proud of you for having all of your T's crossed and your I's dotted, because let me tell you, 3 times over, it has been an absolute disaster with the paperwork. It's overwhelming, and I just sort of put it out of my mind and hope that the IRS doesn't come for me. But I will say one of the upsides, and people don't like to talk about this, but I think it's important to say, that when your spouse does pass, despite there being a lot of paperwork, there's also oftentimes a great income of blessings in a financial way.
Awesome.
Which has allowed me to not have to have a sort of traditional 9 to 5, and I can put all of my energy and focus into the ministry, which I believe is my calling.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
I guess I did want to ask, does it get easier each time? I mean, when it comes to, because you've done this widow rodeo 3 times now, or I guess you're possibly going to do a 4th if, you're 47, but you might have some time to even do a 4th. Does it get easier?
Gosh, I have to say, it doesn't get easier. It gets different. It gets different because
it hits different, as they say, as the kids.
As the kids say, it does hit different.
And I'm not talking about the car accident. I'm just saying.
No. But the emotions, because of course, in some cases you don't know, car accident. In some cases, it's coming, elderly. And in my case, the emotions that came up, I knew they were familiar. However, this what to expect. It comes pretty now. I have an account with our funeral home. I decided just to set one up after the second one. I thought, I'm young. I'm gonna remarry. Yeah. They might die, or I might die, and let's have this set up. So Kiko at the mortuary and funeral home, just not far from me at all, has really done such a lovely job with all of the funerals, and I trust her with my death.
Yeah, keep a credit card on file.
Well, I love the differentiation is because, yes, sometimes it's completely unexpected, as in a car accident. Sometimes it is, you're thinking, well, this person is 1 foot on a banana peel, as it were. I think it would be interesting because this happened to a family member of mine. Oh. I had an aunt who actually, for all her life, they say, you've got a widowmaker heart condition. You could drop dead at any time. Oh. So we were all expecting her to die. Yeah. And people sort of wrote her off as dead. My uncle Nevis, who was married to her, the day they got married, he said, I'm basically a widower now. But they ended up being married for 50 years. Strangely, she choked on a cherry pit.
Oh, no.
And that's how she went. So it was kind of a combination of you're expecting it, but then you don't expect it, which is really interesting.
It's a 180. It's a flip. You're really preparing mentally for one person. Surprise. It's you.
Exactly. Wow. And that was the other thing. She would swallow cherry pits all the time because she liked the taste of them. Oh. It just happened that this one was a bit larger, perfectly covered her air hole.
Oh, wow. My land. Wow. No, well, tell me, Brenda, because, I don't enjoy any of the unpleasant emotions that are, known to man. I don't care for them. I don't like sadness. I don't like frustration, disappointment, let alone despair or anything like that. When you feel the grief coming on, the sadness, if you will, the sense of loss, emptiness, loneliness, how do you get rid of it? How do you shove it? Where do you put it? How do you cover it up and replace it? What do you do?
No, Hallie, you can't cover it up. You can't replace it. You gotta go on Spotify. Mm-hmm. You find your songs.
Okay.
And you blast them. Okay. And then you dance and you sing and you let out that grief. Okay. Full body. Okay. And I, myself, like to wail.
Oh, like the animal, the mammal in the sea?
No. Well, in some cases, I suppose it could be whale like, but I meant whale like W-A-I-L.
Right.
I like to let out a little.
Okay, so it does sound like a whale.
In some cases, that's just how it came out today. And other times it's.
It also sounds like a whale to me.
Sounds like a whale, I guess.
Yeah. I wonder if there's some correlation in language there.
I wonder if all these...
Well, they sound the same.
These underwater mammals are sad, I think.
Yeah. Just constant state of grief. And is that something that you would recommend doing alone? Because I don't, when you did that just now, I got uncomfortable. And that's just because I feel like we don't want to see, especially women do that.
Yeah.
So is that something you recommend doing on your own?
You have to get comfortable with discomfort. Okay. Because let me tell you, you cannot escape grief. Grief is there, whether you let it out or you hold it in.
Okay.
It's gonna reside within you. So you have to let it out, Gray. And in fact, I want to recommend that all three of us right now let out a whale.
Okay.
Like the animal?
If that helps you to deliver the sound, perfect. Okay. On the count of three, you ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Hey.
Okay. You know what, Gray? That's a great start. That was just a little something. You just let out a little squeak, and I love that. That was, what? Next time you'll do more.
I just honestly can't access it because, well, one, just I'm a positive person, and I don't really get upset about anything.
Yes.
Especially the death of a spouse that I don't have.
Yes.
The other thing is I just can't even really imagine what a whale sounds like since I've never even been around one, and I generally don't like deep water.
I wonder, is there an animal you identify with more, Gray? Is there an animal that you feel connected to?
I guess that's a pretty good question. I'm trying to think of, I'm really into, it's just interesting because the only thing I can think of are several MMA fighters that I'm following at the moment.
Cool.
Okay.
And I think those are all humans as far as I can tell.
What kind of noises are they making, Gray? When they're in the ring, what do you think they're saying? What noises are they making, you think?
I guess
are they saying hey?
Or like, or no, or get over here.
Okay, access that. When you are feeling your grief, when you feel it coming on and you want to reject it, I want you to imagine that you're in the ring, Gray. I want you to imagine that you are an MMA fighter, and I want you to let out those sounds, okay?
Okay, well,
yeah,
I might.
Just try it next time.
Might have to get back to you on
It
that.
might be because, Gray has told me before, I'm not a man, so I wouldn't know. But Gray...
No, I've never said that.
Oh, well, no, that's true. But you have told me before that...
I've always said I'm a man, and I know.
Well, yeah. Well, anyway, Gray has informed me that males actually only have access to two emotions. Females have a rainbow, a plethora. Males can only really access motivation and hunger.
It's awesome.
Well, that's the first time I've heard that, but it makes sense.
It's probably why the deceased feast is male, like men are going to love that because...
Huge attendance from the widowers. Huge attendance. Yes. Because they're often thinking about meals their wives would cook, and, so, and those wives are gone. So imagine me whipping them up.
Truly. And I mean, when your wife is gone, well, who's cooking those meals? You're probably just getting used to eating a lot of things out of the microwave. So
microwave drive-through, which of course is triggering for me.
Yeah.
But grief is scary. I understand why people don't want to do it. They want nothing to do. We want to feel happy all the time, of course. But the truth is that you have to go down to come back up.
Awesome.
Wow.
If you stay up the whole time, you're not going to feel it. You're going to become desensitized. So sometimes you got to drop yourself right down to the bottom, wail a bit, and then you can feel good afterwards.
Well, but a door closes, a widow opens, I guess.
That's very good.
I'm Holly Laurent playing Hallie Levant, and that over there, that's Greg Hess playing Gray Haas. If you would like the Mega VIP treatment and listen ad-free, just go to mega.supercast.com. We would love it if you did. Become a member. Do it. It'll feel so good.
Speaking of Supercast, it's a great time to join. There's a free trial, and that is the best way to make sure that Mega keeps going. You'll get your 4 to 6 episodes per month ad-free, including a behind-the-scenes podcast that we make. And really, it is the way we keep going. So please consider a Supercast membership. A very special thanks to our founding members. That's Bobby and Betty, Nana and T-Pop, Adrian O, Kristen A, and Anonymous. You know who you are. See you next time.
The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. Your info is in endless places that could expose you to identity theft, leading to lost funds. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.